Hey guys, back with another installment of 30 Days and 30 Ways to Unleash Your Abundance. And if you are joining new, and if you're catching one of these videos for the very first time, then welcome. My name is Jo Valentina Sinclair, and I am a trained life coach, trained NLP practitioner, and I actually now work as a career and success coach for women in business who are looking to step into their very next level of success, whatever that looks like for you at the time. So whether you are actually going through a bit of a career transition, if you're looking to change career, if you are looking to kind of get to the next level in a job that you're already in, or if you are actually looking to completely change your career and set up your own business, then I work with soul purpose creators, coaches and consultants, and I help women to set the foundation for their business and up level if they're already in business. Much of the work that I do is really around supporting women with their career desires, so supporting women to step into the next level of their career. And with that, it's actually taking a look at all the things that may be holding you back and really exploring your desires and where you want to be. Much of the business support or maybe career support that is out there at the moment doesn't really take a step back and really delve into, who you are on the deepest level, your purpose, your skills, what your message is, what your gifts are that you want to bring to the world, and all of these. So this is the area which I love to work with, and I am doing this work which is working with women. I sometimes work with men as well. Hey Natasha, how are you doing, my lovely? Great to have you on here. And yeah, basically I love helping people really get into the next level of their career, and it's what I've been helping my clients with since I set up my own business. And it's the reason why I called my business Create Your Own Story, because it's all about really giving yourself permission to create a new story for yourself in life. And with that, it's getting rid of all of those limiting beliefs that are holding you back, all of those stories that you hear in society from your friends, from your family, that you tell yourself, the stories that you may tell yourself on a day-to-day basis with your self-talk and your conversation. These are all stories. Life is about stories, and I am really passionate about helping people to create their own story in life. So it may be getting over your very own confidence story. It may be about getting over a self-worth story. It may be about getting over and creating a new money story. Because all of these stories, when we put them in our knapsack and we try and move forward into the next level, it's those very stories that can hold people back. And those stories are not easy to identify when you're just trying to run the course alone. When you're stepping into the next level of yourself and life and success, then that's where some of this support comes in, because it's not so easy to see your blind spots. It's not so easy to see where you could be doing things better. It's not so easy to see where you could be performing better. It's not so easy to self-reflect and see where your skills are. So since the beginning of setting up my business, I have been working with coaches for this very reason, to really invest in my development, to invest in my personal growth, my professional growth. And I'm a firm believer in really walking the walk, walking the talk, and just really investing in where I want to be in life. And I love working with people that really value that kind of personal and professional investment as well. So I've got Natasha on here. Hey, my darling. So Natasha's been setting up her very own business as well. And over in my Facebook group, which is called Visualize Your Path to Success, there's a whole tribe of women who are, you know, in the same position, you know, wanting to create their career desires. Oh, again, it's happened. Live. And, you know, really just like step into that version of themselves they know themselves to be, the version of themselves they know they can be, and really wanting to challenge themselves, you know, really wanting to dig in and, you know, overcome some of those fears that might be holding them back. And it can be a challenge to do that in itself, by yourself as well. So if you're looking for that kind of support, then I would love for you to come over to my private Facebook group. I will stick a link in the comments, and it would be great to see you there. So I wanted to raise a question today, which was how are you connecting intuitively to your career desires? Now, I believe that is the title of the video. It's something very similar. I write it and then I kind of like forget again. But this comes up a lot, and I can speak from experience that this came up for me as I was changing my career, and I've changed my career several times, and some of the stories that can hold us back can actually hold you back from intuitively taking the next steps that could move you forward faster than if you're starting to really believe and follow the stories that you're saying in your head. So for example, you know, when I've changed my career several times. I've worked in the media probably for about 20 years now, but throughout the media I've worked in music, and then I shifted my career to work in advertising, and then I shifted my career to work in TV. Now, on each occasion of making that career transition or that change, I was faced with people that told me that I couldn't do it, that it was too hard, that the industry was too competitive. And there were times when I let that story and those words hold me back from intuitively taking the steps that I wanted to take, you know, that I believed that I could achieve, that I really felt in my heart would, like, you know, be the next progression for me. And in each case, when I actually filtered out what other people were saying, when I filtered out what's been said in the media, you know, what is the natural course for most people, and when I actually followed my intuition and took a step which may have been out of the norm, then that particular step has always been what has pushed me forward further and faster. So for example, you know, when I was working in Manchester, I worked for a live music venue in Bandon Wall, and it was a great little venue, and you know, I was fresh out of university. I probably worked there for about a year. It was great, but I was like really, you know, geared up and ambitious, and I wanted to move back to London, and I wanted to work in the music industry. And there were several people at the venue that told me, you can't break into the music industry in London, you'll never get work with a corporate radio, corporate label. And there were all other people's beliefs that were being imposed on me, which made me hesitate. I probably left moving back for, you know, 3 months before I actually decided to follow my intuition and call a couple of labels and see if I could do, you know, some work experience there, and then, you know, see what happened from there. Well, to cut a long story short, you know, I ended up working for EMI, and I ended up working for Sony record label, which then, you know, got me into a permanent position working for Warner Records as a label manager. And it was that very intuition where I just decided that I was going to pick up the phone and go straight to the horse's mouth and get myself in there and just forget about what other people say or what they were saying at the time. And there've been several other occasions where that's happened in my career. You know, if you know, the media is quite competitive anyway, but life is competitive. And so I'm always working with my clients and my students and encouraging people to step out of that mindset, step out of the stories that you are hearing in society, in the media, from other people, from other peers, and create your own story. And with doing that, it's about really tapping into intuitively the next steps that are right for you, and surrounding yourself with the right people, connecting with people that intuitively are taking steps and making their mark and doing things their own way because they feel that it's right for them. It's very easy with the noise of social media to feel like you have to follow someone, feel like you have to follow a guru or a separate program or whatever. But that's all fine. But so long as you are also intuitively tapping into what is right for you, what feels like the next step. And if you don't feel that you have that kind of mindset or that skill or that muscle yet, then I would love to hear from you, because this is where this kind of support comes in. This is where this kind of coaching support comes in as well. Because if you are going for your dream career, your desires, they're your desires, and they are not for anyone else's judgment. So only you can really know where you want to be with that, how you really feel with that. And it's about giving yourself the time and the space to tap into that and to strengthen that muscle. And also, you know, like looking for the support, looking for the people that can support you with that. Because this is how you speed up your success. This is how you can speed up your career. This is how you can make it happen and get to where you want to be. So throughout this series, you know, we're kind of coming to the end now. And throughout this series, I've been talking about different ways, and they've been kind of lifestyle ways that you can make a change so that you start to really change your mindset, change into a more of an abundant mindset, an abundant vibration, to really start to expand the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you emote, you know, to really expand your vibration and leave yourself more open to trusting in yourself and trusting in the universe and trusting in what's possible for you as well, because it's all possible. And when you actually start to get to a little bit of a higher level, and you start to make some of these shifts and start to implement some of the things that I've been talking about over the last 22 days, 23, then this is where you're going to see like a bit of a ripple effect. Like things start to shift, you know, when you can really guide yourself and get to a position where you are starting to filter out some of the stories and really starting to dial back in and tap back in intuitively into where you want to be, then like it's all on. It absolutely is all on. So we've got a couple of people watching, like Natasha, please tell me, so how is your business doing? And when it comes to you really dialing into your career desires, how have you been using your intuition? How important has your intuition been as you've been guiding and navigating this transition. Like, I would love to know. And as this video goes on, please let me know if you are watching on the replay. If you watch any of the other videos as well, then just type in replay so that I know that you've been watching. And like, if you have any comments, if you have any questions, then do let me know. And if any of this is resonating for you and like you would like some support, then just send me a message and we can connect and we can hop on a call and we can see how I can best help you. Okay, so there are a couple of other points that I was gonna make, but most of them I've covered off. Most of them actually really fall into the model and the framework that I use for all of my coaching. And so no matter where you are, kind of like in your career or in your business, then for you to get to that next level, it's really about my 4-step process that I use, which is to release, to reframe, to reprogram, and to realign. And once you start to use that process, yeah, that's when you shift into a different version of yourself. That's when you step into a higher version of yourself. That's when you really start to see the reverberations of, you know, you and the universe kind of co-connecting and starting to make things happen. So I'm going to leave it there today, and we are nearly winding up the series for 30 days and 30 ways to unleash your abundance. So I hope you've been enjoying it so far, and I will be back tomorrow. So have a great evening.